basement. John set the screwdriver and crowbar on the table, then positioned the chair directly at the centre of the basement. When he heard Lizzie enter, he sat down facing a door, making the unhooked shackle obvious. Lizzie came down the stairs not long after, a smile on her face, and then she saw him, and her expression became utterly blank. "Hello, Lizzie." You stayed? I didn't have to do this. This is my fault. Ha ha ha. Lizzie, calm down. Please don't get upset. But I kidnapped you. And she was stumbling towards him, and he tensed when she reached behind her. But after pulling her knife from her wristband, she set it down on the table. Aha! I almost ruined the only thing I had. I'm sorry, John. I'm sorry. Sorry. The pain in her words was heartbreaking. Lizzie began to crumble, bending over with her back arched painfully. He moved and wrapped his arms around her, kept her from curling her against herself. Why are you so kind? Lizzie, I don't want to hurt you either. Please calm down. Why did you say that? Why did you say why? Because I trust you, Lizzie, and I would like to trust you more. You don't have to do anything like this. I won't leave you. I just want to be happy, to smile sweetly and say I love you. And oh God. Okay. Just smile sweetly, yeah. It's okay, Lizzie. Wait. I just want to be happy, to smile sweetly and say I love you. And I do love you with everything I am, but there's so much of everything. It's okay, Lizzie. Let out what you feel. I can't believe you stayed. I can't believe you're holding me. Oh, God! Still in his arms, Lizzie unleashed a pearl after pearl of insane laughter. There was an unearthly quality to it. This made his skin crawl, but John just held her tight and closed his eyes. Eventually the laughter faded, and she was still there. The tensions her body had dissipated, leaving her resting against him. When she looked up into his eyes, there was sweet love there, and also intensely. He had never seen both of them in her at the same time, and it made him shiver involuntarily, but not necessarily in fear. John loves me. Yes, I do. I won't leave you. I never thought it could be like this. This is who I am. I thought I would calm down if you loved me, but now I feel so alive. I don't know what to do with these feelings. That's okay, Lizzie. I stay with you and we can figure it out together. Then please kiss me, John. He bent and gently she kissed him back. He kissed her gently. Okay. Slow down. She kissed him back gently at first, but then almost viciously. He tasted blood in their kiss, and it wasn't sure whose it was, but he didn't pull away. The kiss was cold and unhinged, utterly unlike any of his fumbling romances of the past. Lizzie's fingers dug into his back, and she kissed him until she had pulled back, gasping for breath. Thank you. Her eyes softened again. He knew the intensity was still lurking underneath the peace he saw on her surface, but it no longer frightened him. Jesus. He felt like he should say something, but couldn't find the words. After a moment, he realised that Lizzie had fallen asleep. After a moment of uncertainty, he decided to carry Lizzie up the stairs. She was much lighter than he expected, and he didn't have a hard time taking her to her bed and tucking her in. Lying in there, she looked almost angelic, yeah. He knew she wasn't, and honestly he didn't want her to be. John realised that he had stepped over the line and there was no going back. For now, though, he felt emotionally wronged out. He went to the couch and fell asleep almost immediately. "Good morning, John." She was right there watching him when he woke up. He gave her a soft smile. "Good morning, Lizzie. There one more day before our vacation is over. Would you like to do something?" "Well, I think we've spent more than enough time in here. Do you want to go out somewhere?" Yes, I would like that." Impossibly, after their date was completely normal. Lizzie seemed more relaxed than he had ever seen her, enjoying herself whether they were walking or eating or just sitting on the bus. She cast him frequent glances, but though they held an intense devotion, the desperate edge he had seen there was gone. After so long in the basement, he was glad to stretch his legs and feel the sunlight. It seemed insane that all of this had really happened, but for now, he felt too much of a cathartic rush to feel any concern. When the day was finally over, they returned to her house. She didn't invite him in. Instead, they just lingered at the edge of the property. "John, I don't know what to say." "You don't need to say anything. We can talk about it later." "Then I'll see you tomorrow, okay?" "Yeah, see you then." He watched her go, then turned around and walked back to the bus stop alone. The entire ride back, he tried to think about his experience, but couldn't even begin to grasp everything that had happened. When John got home, he found the door undamaged. The entire house didn't look so different, as if it hadn't been abandoned for 9 days. There has only a single message answering machine. Here says father was gone on a company holiday. He hadn't even noticed that John was gone. None of his friends had called. He had been taken out of the world and no one had even noticed. The only person who had cared was Lizzie, but she wasn't there with him now, and there were still too many emotions to sort through with her. John sat down on the couch and simply felt numb. He fell asleep there, and a certain amount of time later he slept and did not dream. Then, we're going to go to the counsellor. In the morning, John felt surprisingly refreshed. So, all this we know. He didn't spot Lizzie at all. "I don't feel like murdering anyone today." What? That's a new message. It said, "I don't feel like murdering anyone today." Surrounded by hearts. Despite himself, John laughed. At least he thought she meant it as a joke. When he looked up, he saw Lizzie around the nearby corner, and she smiled at him before vanishing. He drifted through several classes today, and he wasn't too different from the other students since, after school, headed. "Oh, John, I hope it was a good vacation." "It was. You? It was okay. You?" "Spent no time working. I'm afraid I'm actually trying to go. I'm sorry. I was busy. Blah blah blah. Nice music's gone. I wanted to. Something on your mind, John?" Lie about everything. Some good. I know there's a skip button there to get through it. I did use it earlier. Well, not earlier today, like yesterday. The school year go away, yep. Strange at times. She was even sweeter than what I thought before, but occasionally she showed flashes of something else. Once when a classmate happened to smile at him, Lizzie explained at length about how she wanted to dismember the other girl, one limb at a time. John just held her and stroked her hair. Jesus Christ! Maybe he was going crazy, but he no longer minded those parts of her. He much preferred that Lizzie to one who tried to hide her true nature from him. He wasn't sure if it was his imagination, but he almost felt like there was a little more colour in the sky. Yeah, it does look like there's colour now. Holy shit! I just saw that. There had been before, and occasionally she still had to look after. Couldn't find it. Eventually, she stepped back down. This isn't working. We need to come up with something else. When I was at your house, you made some pretty strong statements about Karatech. Do you know anything about them? Nothing specific. I just have a strong feeling that you shouldn't get involved. But I don't think I want to go full conspiracy theory yet. And even if it was true, what could we do? I mean, we're just a couple of kids. It's not like to say, maybe it's the best that we don't worry about them for now. For now, sure, but later, if there's any chance that we could learn more about you. Not to try change you, Lizzie, but you want to know, don't you? I don't care, but if you think it's important, then it's important to me too. But yes, maybe now isn't the best time. We're too young to deal with something like this. Haha, if this is true, I wonder if we'll ever be old enough for it. There's something I wanted to ask you. It's not important, but it's soon, and it matters to me. Of course, go ahead. What is it? The county fair. I think I said country fair the first time I read that, because I was just going faster than my brain was registering. It's coming in, but it's county fair. Yeah, I know. Please, up next month. Can we go? Can we go together? Yeah. Well, it's always what's kind of cheap thing, but maybe. Yeah, I look forward to it. Yeah. It was only later that day that John remembered something some of his classmates had said. Elementary school goes to the fair to play games, middle schoolers went for the roller coaster, and the high schoolers went to get laid. Was that what Lizzie had been meaning to imply? Had it just signed up? Okay. You know, I can't hit the skip button. Oh, you're finally here. This is going to be so much fun. I'm glad to spend time with you, but honestly, I haven't gone to the fair in a few years. Oh, I'm sure we'll have fun. Besides, the important thing is that people will see us together. What? Dating doesn't really count unless a guy is willing to go to the fair with you. Guys don't talk like that. No. For most guys, it's more about getting laid. Well, I want to do that too, but let's go check out all the attractions first. For a while they just wandered checking out all the attractions since the fair was still getting started up. It was easy to grab some food and cotton candy, which Lizzie happily fed him. Yep. Honestly though, the idea of people thinking of them as boyfriend and girlfriend felt wrong. Too trivial. He wasn't sure what word was appropriate for them after everything they had been through, but he was certain that he was more committed to Lizzie than he had ever been to anyone. And the way her eyes met his, not trying to hide the madness within, he felt very at peace with the relationship. It felt right, whatever it was. Oh, Is that a knife throwing booth? Aha, I suppose you want to try it? Of course I do. Ha! That's new. The man running the booth looked pretty sleazy, and John was very certain the game was rigged. Then there was a big guy in line in front of them who only got a knife in one target and seemed pissed about it. Well, well, well. Want to impress your lady friend? We have some nice prize if you can get a few knives in. Actually, she'd be foreign. Eh? Well, just be careful you don't cut yourself, little lady. These knives are shit. Look, we can't have people getting hurt. This is both. It doesn't matter. Lizzie proceeds to hit targets with every single knife. She didn't just throw them. Her arms lashed out like a snake, and the next second the knife was deep in one of the targets. The man running the booth just looked irritated that his game was beaten, but her grudgingly showed them that the wall of prizes. Lizzie clapped her hands gleefully. Oh, what should we get? You won. What do you want? I guess, how about the big teddy bear on the top? I can take everything I want. I can take anything I want, right? Just take what you want and go. He's pissed. John took down the bear and handed it to her. She hugged it with a cute little squeal, then skipped away. John followed with an odd expression. The stuffed bear, really? I like taking them apart. Oh, Jesus. She cast a quick glance at him, hesitant for a moment, but he smiled at her and she went on. As in, limb from limb? It helped me calm down before I found you. Well, maybe we'd better not do that in public, but if you want dismemberment bears, we can get dismemberment bears. Ah, so how sweet. Seeing her win the game so effortlessly had him a bit curious, though. When John spotted a high striking booth, he directed them to it. He kind of marvelled at the people up to the bell. He took them for sure, but he hadn't been sure that they actually existed anymore. What? Okay. Marvelled at the pole with the bell on the top. He'd seen them in pictures. Okay. Some class might barely recognise were trying their luck at the moment, swinging the hammer over the head, bringing it down on the target hard. They couldn't, as they could. None of them get slider. Yeah. Wanna give it a try? Yeah, let's. He gave the pad at the base of the pole the best swing. The slider went about halfway, about like most of his peers. He was happy with that. He expected to do a lot worse, but that really didn't matter. Once he was done, John put in another a quarter. Ugh, Jesus, what? And then extending the hammer towards Lily. Me? Yeah, and don't hold back. Hit as hard as you can. Well, I don't know about that. But she giggled and took the hammer from him all the same. While the lights stopped flashing, Lizzie held the hammer in one hand and got into position. When she actually struck, it was surprisingly fast. She raised the hammer, grasped it with both hands, and then somehow, a second later, she had already slammed it down hard. The slider went upwards and struck the bell with a cracking sound before it fell back down. Oops, too hard. That's what I thought, though. Wait, do I not get anything now? I think the lights just flashed and tell you're really strong. That's really disappointing. She didn't seem disappointed, though, smiling at him as they walked onwards. So, you were curious about me? Just wondering how strong you actually are. I'm not sure, to be honest, but it's always been that way. As soon as I went to kindergarten, what? And met other kids, I realised that I had slowed down. I realised that I had slowed down and pretended to be weak, or they would look at me too much. Well, it's pretty impressive. I like hammers. They're just very messy. Knives are more fun to collect and so practical, but what really feels best in my hand is an axe. I'm not sure why. This might be another conversation better left for private. Okay. Yeah, she's gonna fucking murder you when later on. How long is this video? Might as well finish it. It's right at the end. They walked onwards, chatting and enjoying each other, and John almost forgot about the fact that he was carrying a giant stuffed bear. But he got a reminder when he heard an unpleasant snicker. Are you fucking serious? Yeah. This again. You two came here to play around with stuffed animals? One of his classmates was there with his girlfriend pawing at her chest while she giggled and swatted at his hand. They both leered at John and Lizzie holding hands. I mean, what are you, 12? 13, actually! Actually, no, they're both 18, but still. Shh. Once, taunts might have bothered him, but now John didn't care. He didn't even have any desire to prove that his friend was wrong. When he thought about what he had with Lizzie and felt her squeeze his hand, he just didn't care. Come on, let's ditch these losers. Well, fuck you too, bitch. May you guys get HIV or some shit, I don't know. Some STD. Why did HIV come first? I don't know. I'm sorry. May they get herpes and then their legs break or some shit. I don't know. His classmate's girlfriend led him away, and John didn't really care about that either. When he gave Lizzie a smile, though, she seemed a little yucked. You can just ignore them, Yes, but that won't be satisfying. Come on, this way. She dragged him into a narrow arrow between two stalls in a little close of space in between several of the temporary stalls. Surrounded by three side walls, the sound of the fair seemed softer. He became very aware of how alone they were as Lizzie slid off her jacket. You want to do something that's not childish? Okay. Save. There. Back to the game. Quick hold on.